Hello there, this is David from David Books and Comics, and today I'm going to show you some vintage paperbacks from the bookshelf. So this one is McSorley's Wonderful Saloon. This is by Joseph Mitchell, and you can see it's a Penguin book. It's well wrapped, so I'm not going to take it out of the package. You can see some of the books in the back, and they're numbered, I believe. So that's that one. The next one is another Penguin book. I think this is an American Penguin. And this is God's Little Acre, Erskine Caldwell. And beautiful spine. The next one is Signet. And this is Penguin Signet. I imagine those were Penguin Signets too. This is Tragic Ground, number 661, Erskine Caldwell. And I'll just move that aside. And this is Mine Own Executioner by Nigel Belchin. And this is Penguin Signet. The film starring Burgess Meredith. Oh, really? So, it was born in 1908 in a small English village at the edge of Salisbury Plain. Tells you about his background. Alright, so that's that one. Mine Own Executioner. Many of these I probably haven't read. So, this is A Wind is Rising. William Russell. And there you go. It's a Signet book. Don't know who the cover artist is. Signed. Not sure. The next book, also a Signet. Oh, not that one. This is another Erskine Caldwell, Swell Looking Girl, or American Earth, by the author of God's Little Acre. And there you have a little bio on Erskine Caldwell. Born in Georgia in 1903, son of a Presbyterian minister, he worked his way to the University of Virginia in Pennsylvania, graduating from neither, and earned a living as a mill laborer, cotton picker, hack driver, stagehand, reporter, cook, waiter. Over 25 million copies of his books have been sold in Signet editions alone. That's a beautiful cover. This is Lona Hanson, A Bold Woman with a Lust for Power, by Thomas Savage. And there you have the writer. It was made into a film. All right, so that's that one. And this one is Episode in Palmetto, also by Erskine Caldwell. The cover, yeah, it is signed. It's right there. The next one's a beautiful cover. It's by E. Howard Hunt, the E. Howard Hunt, the fellow who was part of the committee to re-elect the president and broke into Daniel Ellsberg's psychiatrist's office and caused the whole Watergate problem. You can tell he was an OSS agent, as it says here, in China. And he won an award for Creative Fellowship. So he knows what he's talking about, in other words. So this is Stranger in Town. The next one is this one. This is by Rosamund Marshall. And this one's called Laird's Choice. And there you go, Rosamund Marshall. Lives in a large farm on Vancouver Island. That'd be Canada. Anyway, Laird's Choice. This is Bruno Fisher. He's a hard-boiled writer. And it says, a killer with a taste for women, with a very violent cover there. There's Bruno Fisher, author of a remarkably popular series of mysteries, though this is the first to appear under Signet imprint. His books have been widely distributed. All right. So that's The Restless Hands by Bruno Fisher. An acclaimed, actually, hard-boiled writer. Another acclaimed hard-boiled school writer. This is Kiss Tomorrow Goodbye by Horace McCoy. And it's love as hot as a blowtorch, crime as vicious as a jungle. And there he is. He's been around, a taxi driver, war pilot, wrestler, bodyguard, bouncer, newspaperman, and a highly successful screenwriter. Oh yes, and I saw that film, very depressing movie. It's called They Shoot Horses, Don't They? It's about a marathon dance competition. Anyway, this is Signet number 754, Kiss Tomorrow Goodbye. The next one is this one. This is by Chester Himes. He's an African-American writer. If He Hollers, Let Him Go. And you can see, there's the writer. Been writing since the days at East High in Cleveland. He had stories published in Esquire, Cornet, Common Ground, and other magazines. This is his first novel, which was published by Doubleday in 1946. This is Signet number 756. The next one I have is by Ann Petrie. It's called The Street. Forgettable story of a beautiful woman beset by passion, sin, violence, and the violence of the city. It's a special edition, it says. And there's Ann Petrie, born in Old Saybrook, Connecticut. And Petrie comes from a New England family and has specialized in some branch of chemistry for 3 generations. Okay. This is her first novel. So that's The Street by Ann Petrie. The next book is called Young Lonergan, and it's by James T. Farrell. So Studs Lonergan, First Encounters with Life. Oh. He's a famous writer, I believe. Studs Lonergan, just at 15, refused to allow his pure love for Lucy to be spoiled by taunts he saw chalked on sidewalks and buildings. This is James T. Farrell. Realism in American Literature. Okay, Young Lonergan. 643. The next one is by Yves Van Vo. It's called Mission Interplanetary. Amazing science fiction novel. It says this is Signet number 914. Thrilling expedition into uncharted space. Original title, The Voyage of the Space Beagle. And there he is, A. Van Gogh. Born in Canada, he is now resident in Los Angeles. So that's that one. That's Mission Interplanetary. Highly acclaimed science fiction. And this guy I read a long time ago. This is The Big Kill by Mickey Spillane. New Mike Hammer Mystery by the author of I, the Jury. And there he is. Former detective, private detective, that is. Now a writer, Mickey Spillane. All right, so that's 9:15. And this is another beautiful book. It's The Wild Poems by William Faulkner. And 659A is the number, Signet. And it talks about, gives you a little blurb about Faulkner's work, corresponds roughly to the pattern of background in life. Born in New Albany, Mississippi, Faulkner has spent most of his life in and around Oxford, Mississippi. And he lives in Jefferson and talks about some of his books. So that's William Faulkner, very acclaimed writer, obviously. The Wild Poems. And this is Signet number 940. It's Walk on Water by Ralph Leverage. And this one has a signature by the artist. Let's see. Oh, yeah, he's famous, Ruckerberg. So, brutal novel of men and women in war. There you go. And there he is. Born in 1922, served with the Merchant Marine and the Royal Canadian Air Force in the U.S. Army in the Pacific during the war. All right, so that's Walk on Water. And that's a biblical reference, obviously. And this is The Snake Pit. Beautiful Woman's Fight for Sanity. 20th Century Fox film triumph. And there's Mary Jane Ward, the writer. Unusual Way, the story of a mind that was lost and found again. A mind on vacation, as she called it. Yeah, that does look like her. That's Olivia de Havilland. All right. That's Signet number 696. There's more to show. Obviously, I can't show them all. It's already... And this is The Roman Spring of Mrs. Stone, Signet book. Number 955, Tennessee Williams play. There he is, playwright. A Streetcar Named Desire, The Glass Menagerie. The milk train doesn't stop here anymore. So that's The Roman Spring of Mrs. Stone. And there's another great writer. This is Serenade by James M. Cain. Author of Mildred Pierce and the Butterfly. Great writer. I saw Mildred Pierce. I've seen it a few times. So, born in Annapolis, Maryland in 1892, educated in Washington College, James M. Cain was a crack reporter for many years. He taught journalism at St. John's College. H.L. Mencken encouraged him to write fiction, and he published his first story in the American Mercury. His first novel, The Postman Always Rings Twice, was a bestseller and received critical acclaim. Very good. Yeah, he wrote one of the most famous novels, hard-boiled novels. It was made into a film, Mildred Pierce. And this is another beautiful cover. And you can see the artist signed it. And this is by Stuart Engstrand, The Sling and the Arrow. And yeah, doesn't say anything about the writer. Interesting. The compelling novel of a strange marriage. All right, so that's that. So that's as much as I'm going to show for now. Those are, maybe I'll show a couple more. Put these aside. This is a Tennessee Williams, and of course has Paul Newman and Elizabeth Taylor on the cover. This is Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. And inside, as it says here, 8 pages of scenes from the movie and the play. There you go. So that's Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. And Horace McCoy, another one, an original first U.S. edition. No Pockets in a Shroud, dramatic story of a daring idealist. Was born in Nashville, Tennessee in 1897 and started work as a newsboy when he was 12. In 1930, he spent up and down California coast, picking vegetables and fruit in the Imperial San Joaquin valleys. It's a bit like, anyway, who was in that valley? That was John Steinbeck, I think. All of his books took place there. This is The Tight Corner by Sam Ross. Restless manhunters pursue an innocent fugitive through murky bayou swamps. There you go. This is 1434. Signet 1434. Rosamond Marshall, this is 1163. The General's Wench. There she is. Then we have Bamboo by Robert O. Bowen. How's that for a tattoo? Powerful novel about the regular Navy. Okay. Born in Connecticut in 1920, Robert Bowen served in the U.S. Navy when he was 17. Tin Can Sailor. It's called Bamboo. And this is Bill S. Ballinger, Body in the Bed. Oh, wow. How often do you see that? Curse of the Murdered Mistress. Started writing at the age of 8, it says. All right, Bill S. Ballinger. And here's a nice Carter Brown, The Bombshell. Al Wheeler. There's Carter Brown, sensational author of the Al Wheeler, Danny Boyd, and Mavis Salditz thrillers. His books have sold 25 million copies throughout the world, and they're available in the U.S. in Signet editions. This one has the artists. And this is Death Before Bedtime by Edgar Box. Erskine Caldwell. This one is A Lamp for Nightfall. And there he is. And beautiful science fiction cover there. The Currents of Space. Exciting novel of future worlds. And there he is, the young Isaac Asimov. Currents of Space. This one is by Jack Webb. 1076, The Big Sin. And there he is. He has a varied career as a keeper of birds in a zoo, aircraft production supervisor, and technical writer. Big Sin is his first mystery, was a selection of the Thomas More Book Club. Father Shanley refused to believe that Rose had committed the big sin. All right. That's a nice combination. Determined Irish Catholic priest and a tough Jewish police detective. The Big Sin by Jack Webb. And this is Robert A. Heinlein. He's not one of my favorite SF writers. But this one's called Revolt in 2100. Still a ways away, and there he is, youthful dean of science fiction authors, Robert Heinlein, born in Missouri. And this is a Tomorrow the Stars, edited by Robert Heinlein. And, oh, too bad. Don't know what stories are in here. A superb collection of science fiction stories. Very interesting. Tomorrow the Stars. I don't want to open it. All right, so that's that one. Another James M. Cain, mentioned earlier, The Butterfly. There he is. Story of passion, suspense, and violence. Charlie Wells, Let the Night Cry. So hard-boiled style detective story. 1167. The Black City, M.F. Caulfield. There he is, newspaper man who was born in Belfast, Ireland. He's now foreign editor in the leading London newspaper. The Black City, M.F. Caulfield. Yeah, it is signed, I think. Where is it? No. Don't know. Another James M. Cain. And there he is again. Zuckerberg. Galatea, new novel by James M. Cain. And there he is. As always, hard-boiled. You can see it in the mood on the cover. Beautiful artist. In the very famous novel by Alfred Bester. How's that for a cover? Beautiful painted cover. The Demolished Man. And Signet. And there he is, Alfred Bester. art, one of the early Golden Age Green Lantern comics. Famous line of the Green Lantern was done by him. The Demolished Man by Alfred Bester. And there's The Devil's Passkey, Jimmy Shannon. Another hard-boiled type. Dames, Drugs, and Death. Jimmy Shannon, okay. This is Norman Mailer, called The American Existentialist. You can apply that to him, I don't know. This is another Zuckerberg cover. And there he is, very young looking, Norman Mailer. Young American novelist who blazed to fame at 25 with his great first novel, The Naked and the Dead. Okay. Barbary Shore. Erskine Caldwell, 1016, The Courting of Susie Brown. There he is. That's that. And this one is Destination Universe by A. Van Vogt. So modern science fiction at its best. Amazing adventures in time and space. Another collection of short stories. This is number 1007, Destination Universe. And this is the Zuckerberg cover, Sybil by Louis Auchincloss. Private Lives Behind the Society page. There he is. All right. So that's that for some vintage Signets. Thought I'd show those from the bookshelf. You want to see more books from the bookshelf? Just let me know and I'll pull some down. All right. Thanks everyone for watching, and feel free to make your comments. And thanks for the subscriptions. Share the video if you like. And thanks again. Bye.